So a couple of weeks ago, I finally quit my job. These last couple of weeks have been the first 2 weeks where I've been fully working for myself. I may not be earning any money right now, but I'm no more full-time into weekends and evenings whilst I'm looking after the kids. So I thought I'd record my first YouTube video in probably almost 3 years as I figure out what life is going to be like working for myself, how I'm going to make some money doing so, and I'll probably document some of the challenges that I've faced and some of the stuff that we're figuring out as a business. I've been a software engineer for about 10 years now. The last 6 years I've been working for the same company. Amazing place to work. They knew that I was working on my own business on the side and were always supportive of that. And the time just came for me to go full time, pull the band-aid off, as they say, and just go for it. A few years ago, I was recording YouTube videos. I was making mostly tutorials. I'm not going to do that anymore. I basically stopped when I had kids. So I've got 2 now, one's 3.5 and one is just over 1. It just took up too much time. Making tutorials, it's super hard. First, you need to plan the video. You need to write the code that you're going to write in the tutorial. You need to make sure you don't get anything wrong because people will tell you. And then you need to record it and script it and build everything. So I just honestly didn't have the time to keep going. And I also don't feel like I'm someone that needs to be putting tutorials out there anymore. Anyway, there's a lot more qualified and better people at that sort of stuff. And let's face it, we live in a different world now with AI where coding tutorials probably don't carry the same weight as they used to. So what is it I quit my job to do? Well, I've been building a CRM for the pool sales and pool construction industry for almost the last 7.5 to 8 years. The company's called Neptune, so I have it on my hoodie here. We've got a little bit of merch going. So I can make another video sometime on how I started with Neptune and what the first couple of years were like. But basically, I was contacted by a pool builder in Sydney, Australia, where I used to live. They needed a tool for themselves, and over the years we developed it and eventually brought it to market. It's still a niche product, but we're growing steadily, and we've got a bit of momentum going over the last 6 to 12 months. So now seems like a good time to really make the leap to doing this full time and seeing how far we can push it. So as it got busier, it just was too much trying to balance the kids, trying to balance my full-time job and really give them the attention that it needed and deserved, and working on Neptune. And like anyone who likes to tinker with side projects, there was always 1 or 2 other things on the go. So I just felt like it was taking up too much time, it was too stressful, and it was too hard to balance everything together. So my wife and I have talked about this a lot, and in the next few months we're moving to Singapore as a family. So we thought, oh, when I move to Singapore, will I make the jump and quit my job? Will I move with my job and then eventually wind down, or will we just go full time? So we decided together that it was probably just best to just go for it now. It was too hard, like I said, to balance everything together with the family and doing 2 jobs. So now it gives us time for me to really work on Neptune full time and to help with the move and to plan the logistics and all that sort of stuff. Because there's, as you can imagine, moving country, there's a lot going on. But let's be honest, it's a big risk. Like, we have a mortgage on this house. I've got 2 kids. My wife works full time and she does earn pretty good money, but we can only afford to do this for a certain period of time before bills need to be paid, and I need to start contributing to the household bills again. So yeah, I'm fortunate enough that I do have a bit of runway, but it's not going to last forever, and I need to figure out a way to make this work. So the first couple of weeks have been a little bit weird. It's kind of weird not having any structure. I'm in London in the UK, and my business partner is in Sydney, and all of our clients are in Sydney. So there's also time zone challenges to deal with. But when we move to Singapore, it's not going to be such a big deal. So I've tried to figure out how I can structure my day and be as productive as possible. But also, I'm not going to lie, working for myself means that I can go to the driving range if I want, or I can go to the gym at any time of the day. So I just need to find that structure and figure out how it's going to work for me. So the plan going forward is Neptune is obviously going to be my main focus. We have a lot to do. We have a lot of features that I need to build that some potential customers are asking for. So if we're going to get them on board, I need to be able to show them that we have the goods. But at the same time, I do want to make sure that I guarantee myself some income. So I'll probably be 80% Neptune and then 20% trying to work on other ventures. So that is one of the reasons why I've started up this YouTube channel. You put yourself out there and you never know what comes your way. When I was doing the tutorials, a few people reached out asking me, could I build them a Wordle clone, for example, after I did a Wordle video. Or there was other consulting work that sort of came my way. So We'll see what comes of it. I don't even know if I'm going to post more than one video on this channel, to be honest. Post the first one, see what happens, see how well it does, see if anybody's interested in my content and what I have to say. I don't really know if anyone will be, and that's totally fine. We'll just see how it goes. I probably won't be posting super often. It's most likely going to be things that I've learned along the way, or maybe updates on the business. If anyone's interested, I can talk you through the software that I've built and what it does. I have a couple of other app ideas that I want to work on, more focused around parenting and that sort of thing. So whether I build them just for myself and my wife, or we build them and put them in the App Store and try and get a bit of extra income that way as well. So yeah, there's a lot to do over the next sort of 6 to 9 months, and we'll see how it goes. And yeah, hopefully I'll come up with some interesting topics to discuss on this channel. I think also part of doing YouTube, I'm working on my own basically. It's just me and my business partner with Neptune. So it would be a nice way to connect with others, maybe who are in my similar situation. Me being a dad in my 40s, quitting my job to start my own thing. You know, I think it's something that's pretty daunting. But if there are other people out there in a similar situation, I'd love to hear from you and connect. So that's basically all I've got for this first video. It was kind of a reintroduction to who I am and sort of bringing this YouTube channel back to life a little bit, and sort of giving you some idea of where I'm at and what the plan for the next few months is. So we'll see how it goes. If there's anything in particular you'd like me to share about what my life is like, about what the business is like, please make sure you add a comment. Also, if you just want to reach out and say hello, that'd be great as well. If you've gotten this far, I really appreciate you watching. You probably have no reason to, but fingers crossed I can keep this going and come up with some interesting stuff to talk about.